Ketu in Vedic astrology is known as the shadow planet, associated with spirituality, detachment, karmic debts, and liberation, moksha. It represents the opposite energy to its counterpart Rahu, focusing on renunciation and inner growth rather than material desires and obsessions. While Ketu typically aspects the 7th house from its placement, it also has special 5th and 9th aspects, similar to Jupiter and Rahu. However, Ketu's 5th and 9th aspects carry a unique, mystical energy that can influence a person's life in deeply spiritual and introspective ways. Below is a detailed explanation of Ketu's special 5th and 9th aspects. Ketu's 5th aspect. Description: Ketu's 5th aspect influences the house 5 places ahead from its position. The 5th house traditionally represents creativity, intelligence, children, education, and speculative ventures. However, Ketu's influence brings detachment, mysticism, and spiritual focus to the areas it aspects. Meaning, detachment from creative and intellectual pursuits. Ketu's 5th aspect can reduce the native's interest in conventional creativity or intellectual achievements. Rather than focusing on worldly success, the individual may turn toward more spiritual, mystical, or esoteric forms of creativity and knowledge. There may be a deep introspective approach to learning and intelligence, often leading to an internalized or unconventional understanding of subjects. Challenges in speculative ventures. The 5th house is linked to speculation, investments, and gambling, and Ketu's 5th aspect can bring unpredictability or disinterest in such ventures. The person may experience sudden gains or losses, but often with a feeling of detachment from the material outcomes. Ketu encourages the native to transcend material gains and instead focus on spiritual or karmic lessons from these experiences. Detachment or karma with children. Ketu's 5th aspect can influence the native's relationship with children. It may lead to challenges in having or connecting with children, or there may be a sense of detachment from the conventional roles of parenting. The person may feel a karmic responsibility toward their children or may raise children who are spiritually inclined or unconventional in nature. Interest in mystical or esoteric studies. While Ketu may diminish interest in traditional education, it amplifies the desire to study mystical, spiritual, or occult subjects. The native may seek knowledge in astrology, meditation, yoga, or other hidden sciences, often preferring self-study or intuitive learning rather than formal education. Example: if Ketu is in the 1st house, its 5th aspect falls on the 5th house. This may result in a person who is detached from material success or conventional forms of creativity. They may be uninterested in fame or recognition but highly drawn to spiritual or philosophical knowledge. Their relationships with children could also be complex or carry karmic significance. Ketu's 9th aspect. Description: Ketu's 9th aspect influences the house 9 places ahead from its position. The 9th house represents higher learning, philosophy, religion, spirituality, and long-distance travel. Ketu's 9th aspect often brings a deep detachment from traditional religious practices and fosters a desire for spiritual independence. Meaning, detachment from traditional religious practices. Ketu's 9th aspect often creates a disconnection from conventional religion or philosophy. The person may reject traditional religious beliefs and seek a more personal, mystical, or unconventional spiritual path. This aspect encourages the native to look beyond dogma and rituals, focusing instead on direct spiritual experiences or intuitive wisdom. Karmic influence on spirituality. The 9th house is the house of dharma, moral and ethical duties, and Ketu's 9th aspect can indicate karmic lessons in spirituality and moral understanding. The individual may feel an inner drive to explore spirituality in a deep, introspective way, often leading to profound insights or spiritual breakthroughs. However, this journey may be solitary, and the native may prefer isolation or detachment from organized religious communities. Unconventional approaches to learning. Ketu's 9th aspect can diminish the desire for traditional forms of higher education. The person may prefer to learn through personal experience, meditation, or self-study rather than formal schooling. Their philosophical views may be unconventional, and they may challenge established norms in religion or education. Often, Ketu's ninth aspect leads the person to seek spiritual wisdom through non-mainstream or hidden sources of knowledge. Spiritual pilgrimage and inner travel. While the ninth house is often associated with long-distance travel, Ketu's influence can signify a journey of the soul rather than physical movement. The native may undertake spiritual pilgrimages or experience transformative inner journeys that lead to enlightenment. There may also be karmic connections to foreign lands or people, often related to spiritual growth or lessons from past lives. Example: if Ketu is in the first house, its ninth aspect falls on the ninth house. This may lead to a person who rejects traditional religious beliefs and seeks a deeper, more personal connection to spirituality. They may experience karmic lessons related to their spiritual beliefs and feel drawn to mystical or esoteric teachings rather than formal religious doctrines. Key themes of Ketu's fifth and ninth aspects. Ketu's fifth aspect: detachment from material creativity. The native may lack interest in conventional forms of creativity or speculative ventures, preferring spiritual or mystical pursuits. There may be a sense of detachment from the outcomes of creative or intellectual endeavors. Challenges with children and parenting. Ketu's fifth aspect can indicate challenges or detachment in matters related to children. The person may struggle with connecting emotionally to their children, or the relationship may carry karmic undertones. Focus on mystical learning. The native may be more interested in studying occult sciences, astrology, or spirituality rather than traditional education. There is often a desire for deeper, hidden knowledge. Ketu's ninth aspect: rejection of traditional religion. Ketu's ninth aspect can create disinterest in conventional religious practices. The person may seek spiritual enlightenment through meditation, self-reflection, or esoteric teachings rather than formal doctrines. Unconventional spiritual path. The native's spiritual journey may be unique, often solitary, with a focus on personal experiences and inner growth. Ketu's ninth aspect fosters spiritual independence and detachment from societal expectations around religion. Karmic lessons in spirituality. The native may experience significant karmic lessons related to their belief systems, philosophy, or ethical behavior. There may be a sense of destiny or spiritual duty attached to their spiritual path. Combined influence of Ketu's fifth and ninth aspects. Spiritual and intellectual detachment. Both the fifth and ninth aspects of Ketu emphasize detachment from conventional forms of creativity, learning, and spirituality. The native may prefer solitary, introspective forms of intellectual and spiritual growth, often feeling disillusioned with traditional forms of success or recognition. Karmic spiritual journey. Ketu's fifth and ninth aspects suggest that the native's intellectual and spiritual development is strongly influenced by karmic patterns. Their spiritual growth may be accelerated through unconventional means, and they may experience profound transformations in their understanding of philosophy, religion, and education. Challenges in parenting and teaching. Ketu's aspects may bring challenges or detachment in relationships with children or students. The native may feel disconnected from conventional forms of parenting or mentorship, instead offering spiritual or karmic guidance in these relationships. Interpretation of Ketu's fifth and ninth aspects on different houses. If Ketu's fifth aspect falls on the second house, there may be detachment from wealth and family traditions, and the person may prefer a minimalist lifestyle. Speech and communication may have a mystical or unconventional quality. If Ketu's ninth aspect falls on the fourth house, the person may feel disconnected from family or homeland, preferring isolation or spiritual retreats. There could be karmic lessons tied to home, mother, or property. If Ketu's fifth aspect falls on the seventh house, the native may experience detachment or challenges in relationships and partnerships, with a focus on spiritual or karmic connections rather than emotional or material fulfillment. If Ketu's ninth aspect falls on the 10th house, there may be detachment from worldly ambitions or career, with the person seeking a more spiritual or service-oriented path rather than conventional success. Ketu's special 5th and 9th aspects bring a unique energy of detachment, introspection, and spiritual growth to the houses they influence. The 5th aspect emphasizes withdrawal from material success, creative detachment, and mystical learning, while the 9th aspect fosters a rejection of traditional religious beliefs and a deep, karmic search for spiritual truth. Together, these aspects encourage the native to transcend worldly attachments and seek enlightenment through personal experience, inner reflection, and spiritual practices. Ketu's aspects can be challenging, but they also offer profound opportunities for spiritual evolution and liberation.